Hello everyone, this is Yasin Alif. Today we will talk about the real life story of Ben 10, or we can say we will know in this video the real life inspiration of Ben 10 cartoon show. Ben 10 show has a huge fan base in the world. Everybody loves Ben 10, everybody loves Omnitrix. And everybody wants to know, is there any real life story behind Ben 10? So when I do some research on this topic, I found some really interesting news article and a story about this topic. And the story will really shock you. But before starting the story, can you tell me what is your favorite alien in Ben 10 original show? You can write it down in comment section. My favorite alien was Heat Blast. It was a so cool alien, man. It's really cool. So I should now stop talking and start the video. Let's start.
Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe.
It is difficult to track down one single event that sparked the conflict, for ultimately it was a series of events that conspired together to eventually light.
In 2004, Ben 10 show was first telecasted on TV. After a very little time, people loving this show very much. And Ben 10 cartoon was a really big hit. Ben 10 show grew a huge fan base around the world. After this huge success, the creator of the Ben 10 show was invited on a Comic Con event. There are 4 creators who created Ben 10 show, and those are Joe Kelly, Joe Casey, Duncan Rolio, and Steven T. Seagal. In the event, some Ben 10 fans asked some questions like this: is there any Ben 10 real life story, or is there any real life inspiration of Ben 10 show? Then Joe Kelly and Joe Casey replied, yes, there is one. You can technically say that this is the real life inspiration between Ben 10 show, but this is really dark and gloomy. Firstly, they didn't want to share the story, but after request of many fans, they started to telling the story or the backstory of Ben 10. In my childhood, I really liked to study about history of World War II. It was really horrifying but also interesting in some point. Once I read a story about Hitler experiment. So Hitler was a really bad person, but in the other hand, he really liked technological advancement. Hitler used his asset and power to improve his technology. By doing this, after some time, Hitler successfully created some advanced weapons. But sadly, Hitler didn't wait here. He wants more. He wanted to create some biological weapon and also superhuman. It can give upper hand for Nazi army. But in present time or in history, human testing or human experiment was always illegal and inhuman. But Hitler wants to play as a god. Plus, he captures millions of Jew people. After this, he ordered his scientists to perform experiment on those people. Hitler has no sympathy over Jew people. So many Nazi scientists use them as a human test subject. There is no limit, there is no restriction. They can perform any experiment on those people. Hitler believes after the creation of life, everything has evolved. Only humans don't evolve. Hitler wants to control the nature and play with the nature. He wanted to create a superhuman. So he created a special scientist regiment called Genesis Galvan, and its head scientist name was Azmuth. This scientist regiment can perform any types of experiment on humans. If some people die on this process, there is no accountability. Many years, Nazi scientists do many research on human to create an advanced human life form. Those scientists tried to modify human DNA with some selective animals. Those scientists wanted to give human those animals' abilities. Like, can human breathe underwater like a fish? Or can human have healing factor like a lizard? So after some years, scientists has a breakthrough. Nazi scientists create a drug that can boost human ability. If someone take the drug, they will not feel anything. They don't need sleep. They will not be hungry. They can fight in the war for a long time. Nazi army call this drug a red pill. But Hitler don't want to stop here. He wants to create superior super soldier. So again, Nazi scientists started their inhuman research and experiments. Many people died for this Hitler's mad dream. But on the other hand, Hitler was losing in the war. Many people say in the end of World War II, Nazi scientists was successful on their experiment, and they created a serum that can alter human DNA and create superhuman race. But it was too late. Hitler was already lost. But some people say after this, Hitler took all the research paper and serum, also executed all the scientists on the research. After this, he took this information on a submarine and he ran away somewhere. Nobody knows where was Hitler gone. People never know the mystery because nobody ever found Hitler's dead body. So this is the story behind Ben 10, human DNA modification and alternation. These two things somehow give inspiration. I took the story, I modified it and create a Ben 10 story. In Ben 10 cartoon show, you can find many older to reference. Like in the Ben 10 show, Ben 10 Omnitrix was created by Galvan planet scientist Azmuth. And in the story you can see Nazi scientist department name was Genesis Galvan and the head scientist was name was Azmuth Rakulu. So you can see the similarities between those stories. So this is a real life dark story behind Ben 10 show. So friends, this is the story that I found on the internet. It is really amazing, I can say that. Plus very dark. We can create a movie in this story. But honestly, I found some article on this story or news, but I cannot confirm it is authentic or not. I think this can be a fan fiction, but whatever it's real or fake, this story is amazing and really interesting. So that's it for today guys. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.